So hey, still here. Been on a bit of hiatus. It's kind of hard to put out as much content as we would like. Thank you so much for your feedback. We're going to try and incorporate a little bit more of that into this as best as we can. So we're going to go ahead and consider this to be our actual first video.
We're just going to kind of scratch that first one. For those of you that don't know us, we're going to get a little bit more in depth on who we are. But my name is Grant. This is my best friend Billy, and together we make the Two Traveling Boys.
So my name is William Andrews. Everybody calls me Billy. I was born in Chickamauga, Georgia, and raised in Missoula, Montana. When I was about 22 years old, I moved into Atlanta, which is where I joined the Navy, which is where I ultimately met Grant. Started, going on deployments and seeing the world, and I got to do it all with my best friend.
Hi, my name is Grant Goshenauer. I was born in Guam, grew up in Chesapeake, Virginia, where I ultimately joined the Navy out of. I knew joining the Navy I wanted to help people, so I went through the corpsman route, which is medicine, enlisted medicine, and then I was fascinated by aviation, so I followed that route. Went and spent a couple years up in Newport, Rhode Island, helping out our new pilots. Then I came down to Jacksonville, Florida, where I volunteered to go on my first deployment. And Billy was the photographer. He took my picture for the deployment yearbook. Asked him to be roommates. He said no, and that's the rest is history.
So for our route, any of you who are actually curious, we plan on doing every single state in the lower 49 and 2 weeks in Canada. We're going to start out in the Keys. We're going to end in San Diego. We're going to do every major capital, every major campus, every national park. We're going to try and see as much of our country because we've seen other countries, but we need the opportunity to come and actually see ours, see your country, the greatest country in the world.
So as far as our expectations go for the road trip, we want to get to know people in the small towns. We want to get to know people in the major cities. We want to know what kind of food they eat in Texas, what kind of food they eat in Minnesota. There's such a melting pot in our country, in our cultures and communities, that we're so excited to see everything. We expect to partner with small businesses. We expect to partner with huge, countrywide, global conglomerates, and just partner with them, see who can, how we can partner together to make this trip as much fun and as the greatest adventure that we can possibly have. We're doing this trip, kind of the adventure aspect was for Billy and I, but we knew that we would gain a little bit of attraction and we wanted to give back. And after thinking about a few different charities and whatnot to give back to, we decided to partner with my family. My cousin, Emily, had her son. His name is Ronan, and he's got this condition that's called HIE. And it's more of a birth injury than a disease necessarily. But along with HIE, he's a quadspastic cerebral palsy. He's got epilepsy, low muscle rigidity. He gets tons of tubes of medicine in the morning and tons of tubes at night. He's tube fed round the clock. And HIE is actually between 2 and 3 out of 1,000 live births. Babies are born with some sort of severity of HIE. And so I had never heard of it. Billy, had you ever heard of it?
Well, and before we even started doing this and before I even met Ronan or met Emily, before the idea had even hatched, after we had already met them, I was taught just as well. And it blew my mind because of how common it was. And that's not something you would think that is so common, 1 in every few thousand instead of a few million. And so that aspect of it, the curiosity to learn and know more about it, is a wonderful foundation to spread and teach.
So that's part of our expectation, along with spreading awareness, raising money, kind of increase the quality of life as best we can to give back to a family that deserves every bit of it. And that's pretty much all I got.
So as far as the launch date, we've decided on an official day, right?
We did. So June 13th, we are going to host a launch party down in Key West, Florida. Looking to partner with either a hotel or some local bars, kind of some small hometown bars, maybe Duval Street. And then followed by June 14th, the following morning, we're going to launch from the buoy, the southernmost point in the continental U.S. Billy's going to smash a bottle over the helm of the bus, if you will.
Into a trash can.
We'll clean it up, we promise.
Yeah, we won't leave it.
But that's where it's going to start. We're going to crescent the bus, and we're starting our trip on June 14th in Key West, Florida.
Thank you for sharing. Our apparel did well. You guys help us raise some money. That's a really, really good kickstart. Wear us with pride. I know I do. Please keep sharing. Please keep subscribing. Talk about us. Your feedback. Please keep giving us feedback, whether it's harsh or not. If I should wear a hat, if he shouldn't, anything like that at all. Ask us questions, anything that you want to know. We're going to expand a little more on details every single time we do one of these videos. We're going to try and do them more. We're going to really, really try doing more. We can't do this without you.
So like we've said before, my favorite closing, I think I'm going to kind of trademark, is thanks for joining the trip with us, and we'll see you on the road.